The Andrej Stojakovic recruitment is entering the finish line, and there's three finalists. There's Illinois, there's North Carolina, and there's Stanford.
You are Locked On Illini, your daily podcast on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome one, welcome all to another edition of Locked On Illini. Today's episode is brought to you by the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K. Turn any TV into your Xbox. No console needed. Head to amazon.com/Fire TV Locked On to learn more. My name is Sunny Verma, your host here at Locked On Illini, where I continue to provide you coverage daily. That's right, every single day of your beloved. So if you're an Illinois fan and you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you hit the like button. I got a great episode ahead for you. And make sure you're subscribed so you never miss anything that's going on with the orange and blue. It's now Monday, and Illinois fans are still waiting on this Andrej Stojakovic decision. And so we've officially, on Sunday afternoon, Joe Tipton released a list of three finalists for Stojakovic's potential destination. It's Illinois, North Carolina, and Stanford. And it's understandable why Illinois fans are a little nervous now with no commitment. And we're talking about like 5 or 6 days now. Illinois fans have been waiting, thinking that they already had this in the bag. There's still a lot to like about where Illinois stands. Today, I wanted to walk through the positives and negatives for each of those three schools and kind of explain, in my opinion at least, why I think Illinois still remains the best overall fit for Andrej if he's serious about maximizing his game for the next level. First off, let's start with Stanford, which I think was clearly the surprise finalist. Some of the positives for Stanford is, first and foremost, geography. Staying on the West Coast, close to home, close to family and friends, no major relocation. It's obvious that the Stojakovic family likes the West Coast. Peja played the better part of his career in Sacramento, and Andrej has spent the better part, not even the better part, his entire college basketball career on the West Coast. So maybe this family just has an affinity for California. And so guess what? Stanford is in California. So that could be one of the main positives for Stojakovic to stay out there. The role, he would instantly be the guy at Stanford. No question. Full freedom, full green light. 30, 35 minutes a night, do whatever you want, score as much as you want, shoot as much as you want. And let's be honest, another positive, which might surprise some people, is money. Quietly, Stanford can offer real NIL money when they decide to engage. Keyword, decide to engage. They have deep pockets, even when they don't necessarily use them for athletics. So let's talk about some of the negatives for Stanford. The past. Let's not forget, Andrej already played at Stanford his freshman season. He averaged only 7.8 points per game, struggled with efficiency, and never quite found his rhythm. He already left that program once. Returning now would be a real surprise, almost like doubling back to a situation that didn't maximize his talent the first time. Another negative with Stanford, let's be honest, winning. Stanford is nowhere close to contending. They lost their two best players and have done very little to reload. It'd likely be another, 14, 15, 16 win season. Lots of points for Andrej to score individually, but no big stages and no NCAA tournament. And of course, at Stanford, he's not going to get the exposure that he would get at the two other universities. The Stanford games are buried late at night, very few marquee matchups, and minimal March relevance. So in summary, Stanford offers familiarity and comfort geographically, but from a basketball standpoint, it feels kind of like a step backward, especially given that Andrej already experienced that environment and left for a reason. From the West Coast to the East Coast. Now let's talk about North Carolina. Some positives for UNC, brand recognition. It's North Carolina, one of the true blue bloods. Say UNC and NBA front office executives and fans all across the country, they perk up. Next up, familiarity. Reports are Andrej actually wanted to play for North Carolina at one point, so there might be an emotional pull here from his original recruitment. And another positive is the offensive fit. Hubert Davis runs a free-flowing, open offense, lots of three-point shooting, and lots of transition opportunity. Styles that fit Andrej's strengths. Some negatives, roster instability. I have no idea who's going to be playing for the Tar Heels next year. They face major turnover. There's uncertainty about how good they're even going to be. And then there's the pressure that comes with being at North Carolina. Expectations are sky high every year. And if you're not instantly producing at an all ACC level, their critics come out fast. And also the role risk. Even though the roster looks open now, Carolina always recruits. They could easily bring in another wing before the season starts or in the next portal cycle. There's no shortage of 4-star, 5-star prospects that are interested in wearing the sky blue. So, I mean, UNC has the name, the brand, and the exposure, but there's also risk. If Andre chooses North Carolina, he's betting on brand, not necessarily the guaranteed situation. And finally, let's talk about Illinois. Some of the positives, my everydayers in here, you've already heard a lot of these. An immediate starting role. Walk right in. Start at small forward, day one, no guessing games, no politics. The surrounding talent, Kylan Boswell at point guard, Petrovic at shooting guard, Zavon Amir and Tomislav as your bigs. Andrej would have the freedom, but he wouldn't have to do it all by himself. An NBA-ready system. Brad Underwood's offense is dynamic. It encourages movement, spacing, and freedom for shooters. NBA scouts love players from systems just like this. I mean, take a look at the results. If things go according to plan, Brad Underwood's going to have 3 first-round picks in just the last 2 seasons, all at the same position that Stojakovic is playing. The NIL resources. Illinois has their NIL plan ready. It's been ready. They've reserved a major bag for a top-tier portal edition, just like Stojakovic. And there might be some international comfort. Playing with guys like Petrovic, Mirkovic, and the Ivisic twins, all of whom share European basketball backgrounds, could help Andrej settle quickly both on and off the court. And of course, there's the winning opportunity. Illinois projects to be a top Big Ten team. In my opinion, if they add Stojakovic, they're the second best team in the conference, and they have absolutely very high NCAA tournament upside. Not just points like he would score at Stanford, but he has a chance to get wins at Illinois. But let's take a look at some of the negatives. Expectations will be sky high. He'll be looked at as one of the final pieces to a Big Ten title team. And how comfortable really is Andrej and his family moving to the Midwest? It's a real relocation, different climate, different culture compared to what it seems he's accustomed to in California. In summary, Andrej's main goal is to prepare for the NBA. Then your move has to be Illinois. It checks every single box. Development, playing time, exposure, winning. And honestly, the gap between Illinois and the other 2 options feels wider to me than people realize. So when you strip away all the noise, the real question becomes, what does Andrej Stojakovic value most? Is it staying close to home? Then maybe Stanford. Is it chasing the dream of wearing that sky blue jersey? Well, then maybe it's North Carolina. But if it's putting himself in the best situation to grow in and eventually get to the NBA, it's got to be Illinois. From the moment he stepped on campus in Champaign for his visit, everything made sense. The roster, the role, the system, the opportunity. It's all sitting there ready. Now it's just up to him to see it. Don't forget, if you want minute-by-minute updates, make sure you join the Discord. The link should be in the description, where I'm basically conversing with, we almost have 300 other Illini fans spread all across the country. And when Andrej does make his final decision, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I'll be going live almost immediately afterwards for a rapid reaction, hoping that we get to celebrate him coming to Illinois. The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you get a chance to win $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. From 3-pointers to steals to assists, FanDuel has so many ways to bet your favorite props. Plus, after the game tips off, you can even combine live prop bets into a same-game parlay for a chance to win big. Don't miss out. Head out over to FanDuel.com and claim $250 in bonus bets today. Next up, let's talk Pat Bryant, a 3-star recruit out of Jacksonville, Florida, just became a third-round NFL draft pick. Pat Bryant, again, selected in the third round of the NFL draft by the Denver Broncos, much earlier than some of the projections were suggesting. And let's be honest, the national media may have been a little surprised, but if you watched Illinois football the last few years, if you watched Pat Bryant work, you knew he was destined for this. Today, I want to dive a little into Pat Bryant's journey, what it looked like, why he's such a great fit for the Broncos, and why, once again, an Illinois player is proving the doubters wrong at the next level. Pat Bryant didn't show up at Illinois as a can't-miss 5-star. He wasn't an instant breakout star. He worked. He worked every single year. And each season at Illinois, Bryant got better hands, better routes, better understanding of how to attack defenses. By the end of his senior season, Pat Bryant caught 54 passes for 984 yards, 10 touchdowns, tying Brandon Lloyd's record for touchdowns in the season. And keep in mind, he could have broken the 1,000 receiving yards mark and that touchdown mark had he decided to play in the bowl game. Ultimately, he finished 9th all-time in receiving yards in Illinois history and was named second team all Big Ten. And if you want a snapshot of who he is, just go watch the Rutgers game last season. 4th and 13, 10 seconds left. Bryant catches a short pass, shakes off 5 defenders, and takes to the house for a game-winning touchdown. Big-time players make big-time plays. Broncos head coach Sean Payton didn't just draft Pat Bryant. He compared him to one of his favorite players ever, Michael Thomas. Think about that. Michael Thomas, before injuries derailed him, was one of the most productive receivers in the NFL. 149 catches in a single season. He relied on his physicality, elite footwork, great hands, and not necessarily blazing speed. And what did Sean Payton say about Pat Bryant? Really explosive off the line, very competitive, very touch. His size and his hands are outstanding, and he's a guy who excelled in crunch time. That's exactly who Pat Bryant was at Illinois. No, he's not running a 4.3 40. His 40-yard dash came at the combine came in at 4.61. But on tape, his play speed was different. He played fast, physical, and efficient when it mattered the most. And the trend in his game is undeniable. In 2021, Bryant dropped a pass every 7 catchable throws. In 2024, 1 drop every 55 catchable passes. That's elite growth. That's trustworthiness. That's hard work. Exactly the type of receiver Payton loves to build an offense around. So what are the Broncos getting in Pat Bryant? Size, 6'2", 204 pounds with a 78-inch wingspan. Catch radius, high points the ball, shields defenders at the catch point. Q in the Pat Bryant draft profile highlighted that himself. The route running, one of the more nuanced route runners in this draft class. He can win inside and outside. Versatility, slot, boundary, doesn't matter. Bryant can play anywhere. Toughness, one of the best blocking receivers in the draft, a throwback almost in that sense. And simply put, reliability. When you throw it in Pat Bryant's direction, he's coming down with it. And remember, Denver's receiving corps needed exactly that. They need someone who could be physical, consistent, and bring down contested catches. Bryant checks every box. Here's what makes Pat Bryant's story even better. He stayed loyal to Illinois through a coaching change. He worked for everything he got. He never transferred, never wavered, never chased quick headlines. Look, he had opportunities to go elsewhere. He had opportunities to get paid more money, but he didn't. And now he's heading to the NFL as a 3rd-round pick, higher than almost anyone outside of Champaign thought he'd go. Just like Kirby Joseph, just like Devin Weatherspoon, just like Quan Martin, and just like Sidney Brown. Pat Bryant becomes the latest example of how Illinois football is developing pros. At the end of the day, Pat Bryant's story is simple. Bet on yourself. Put in the work. And when your moment comes, be ready. Congratulations to Pat Bryant. And congratulations to the Fighting Illini program for producing another NFL-ready talent. Denver got a good one, and we'll be watching. Imagine watching your favorite team live, feeling the energy of the crowd and witnessing unforgettable moments. There's nothing like experiencing a big game live. Getting tickets should be stressful. That's where Game Time comes in, making it easier than ever to grab last-minute deals at unbeatable prices. Game Time Picks curation makes it easier to find better values for tickets to sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc., etc. And you have a little peace of mind. When you do buy your tickets, you can have the seat views before you buy. No surprise fees and lowest price guarantee. You can book with total confidence. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. That's LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And while Pat Bryant getting picked in the third round was the headliner, he's not the only Fighting Illini chasing his NFL dreams this weekend. Because here's the thing. Illinois football isn't just producing stars, it's producing pros. Everywhere you look, more and more Illini are getting their shot at the next level. So let's keep the celebration going and break down the full list of Illinois players heading to NFL camps. This is the part that should get every Illini fan excited. When Brett Bielema came to Champaign, he made it clear the goal was to turn Illinois into an NFL pipeline again. And now, for the fifth straight season, the Fighting Illini have had at least one player drafted into the NFL. And it's not just about the top draft picks anymore. It's about depth. It's about development. It's about players turning themselves into pros, even if they have to take the harder road through free agency. Here's a full rundown. Pat Bryant, as I mentioned, drafted in the third round by the Denver Broncos. Then you also have Zakhari Franklin, Pat Bryant's partner, signed with the Las Vegas Raiders as an undrafted free agent. Franklin had a breakout 2024 season after transferring in, leading the Illini in receptions and added 652 yards and 4 touchdowns. Before Illinois, he had over 3,000 yards at UTSA. Seth Coleman also signed with the Seattle Seahawks. Team captain, 53 tackles, 3 sacks last year, over 180 tackles in his Illini career. An athletic edge rusher who, according to NFL.com scouting, could absolutely develop into an NFL backup. And maybe more if he keeps refining his game. Tyrod Edwards obviously wanted to come back to Illinois. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, but he was able to sign on with the Los Angeles Chargers. 6 foot 2 inches, 305 pounds, a big body defensive lineman who posted 38 tackles and 2.5 sacks last season. Honorable mention, all Big Ten. He's got the frame and the work ethic to find a spot. And finally, Ryan Mead earned a rookie minicamp invite from the Philadelphia Eagles. Mead quietly had a really good year, finishing 7th in the team in tackles. His pro day numbers, 4.5 40 and a 37.5-inch vertical, showed that he's an underrated athlete who could absolutely find a niche role, especially on special teams. And still floating out there, we're still waiting to hear about Dennis Briggs Jr., at least as of this recording. He's the defensive tackle who started every game for Illinois last season after transferring from Florida State. Look, every year, the NFL team signs hundreds of undrafted free agents. And every year, some of those guys make rosters. Some of them become key contributors. But beyond that, it's about what this means for the Illinois program. It shows development. It shows opportunity. And it shows that if you come to Illinois, you're going to be coached, you're going to be pushed, and you're going to be prepared to get your shot at the NFL, no matter how long your name has been out of high school. And when high school recruits see Illinois players getting drafted, getting free agent deals, getting NFL invites, it matters. It changes perception. It builds momentum. It sells the program. So while Pat Bryant's third-round selection rightfully deserves the spotlight, let's also salute the others. Zakhari Franklin, Seth Coleman, Tyrod Edwards, Ryan Mead, and hopefully soon, Dennis Briggs Jr. 5 and counting, more Illini chasing the NFL dream. The NFL Illini pipeline isn't just alive, it's growing stronger every single year. And it's only the beginning. Thank you for making Locked On Illini your first listen today. For your second listen, check out The Portal Show. Brian Smith has the latest rumors, portal entries, and signings. Be the most informed fan on the rapid changes to the college football landscape. Find The Portal on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. Got a full week of content here for you, so make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button. Again, if there's an update on this whole Stojakovic recruitment, you're not going to find information faster than you're going to find in our Discord. The link should be in the description. Again, it's Illini fans talking all day, every day about our beloved, whether it's football, basketball, or just non-Illinois related. It's just a great community out there. I think it's the biggest Illinois community out there on the Discord level, but I'd have to get that fact checked. But regardless, that's the place to be if you want real-time information. But if not, make sure you've hit the subscribe button. And again, I always try to come on immediately live for rapid reactions anytime there's any sort of breaking news. Until next time, ILL. Love you guys.